There are many forms and delivery systems of vitamin C that you can get. I'm Dr. Carrie Lam. This is Dr. Michael Lam. You go to the store and you just see a whole row of vitamin C's and you're just confused on what to get. So we're here to talk about the different types. So if we just give an umbrella way of looking at things, there are the fat soluble, there are the water soluble, there are the liposomals, and even the IV system. So I mean, if you would like to talk about each of these different systems, we can get a better idea of the delivery. So
But historically, vitamin C in its purest form, called ascorbic acid, is available as a powder, it's available as a capsule or as a pill. And in the absence of anything else until the last 30, 40 years, that's what people has been using. The studies are all using that in the past century. And of course, the good thing with the ascorbic acid is that it tends to be what we call a fast absorption, but it also is fast excretion. So the effect of ascorbic acid in the pure form or the foundation form has a quick rise in effect and it drops down quickly, like a little yo-yo, which goes up and comes down. Now, for some people, it's good, and for some people, it's not so good because if you want fast energy and if you're healthy, it is all right if you don't take it too often like that. But if you have a weak body or you have a sensitive body and you have too much of this hyping, stretching the system, then you can actually eventually make yourself worse off and not able to tolerate crash, etc. And that's why ascorbic acid over time has kind of loses appeal in certain people.
that's the water soluble.
That's the water soluble. So what people start to do, for example, is to attach a mineral portion to it, such as calcium ascorbic or magnesium ascorbic to make it easier for the gastric system. Mm-hmm. Or you can attach a fat compound to it using, for example, a palm, so become ascorbyl palmitate, mm-hmm. and that would be a fat that is attached to the ascorbic acid. So what it does is that make it less water soluble, and then so therefore it has a slower rise in effectiveness and a slower rise, slower downfall. So therefore you have a more gentle delivery curve. Now both of them still is delivered through the oral system. It's primarily through the gut. And then of course in the last 30, 40 years, we've been able to formulate the technology using liposomes in a nano form and other forms that's able to encapsulate ascorbic acid so it's not even released in the gut anymore in terms of this gastric mucosa, but have it released in the small intestine. Mm-hmm. Well, why is it important? Is that the reason is because when you absorb into the gastric system, you have to expend energy to transport the ascorbic acid from the lumen through the mucosa. But if you go through the small intestine, there's a passive diffusion. There's no energy required. So it's much less taxing on the body.
So you're saying that the vitamin C, even though it's water soluble, is encapsulated in a fat soluble. And so that when it passes the gut and it goes into the small intestine so that you're able to passively not expend energy and you can absorb the liposomal as a whole. And then the fat will go away and then you can actually absorb the vitamins.
But there's good and bad on each one because sometimes you want to have fast delivery. You want energy now, you want the adrenals to do well, you want to give it quick support. Sometimes you don't want to have it too fast. So, the key is to have a strategy. It's not just taking one type or the other type, it's how to blend it together for your body. So, for example, if you get up in the morning, do you want fast energy or slow energy? And you want vitamin C at night, but if you do it too fast, you may not be able to sleep. So, there's a lot of consideration that goes into formulating the right vitamin C cocktail for you. And that involves knowing not only the properties of the vitamin C, but your body, how it processes vitamin C. And then we have challenges and protocols that we can help you to determine that. Because until you get that perfect combination, much of what you take can be totally wasted and you don't even know it. You think you're doing the right thing, but your body is not healing. Then you say, well, it's not working. But actually, it's not true. Sometimes you need high dose, sometimes you need low dose, sometimes you need to back off there's a lot of variation in this process, and this is just one compound of vitamin C, and you can imagine the body requires many more compounds.
Yeah. So it's good to know the different delivery systems, and it's also okay to take multiple delivery systems of the vitamin C.
Yeah, in fact, it is desirable to do that if you have a specific need. If you're just a healthy person and you're just looking for a little bit of vitamin C, it doesn't matter. Go to the supermarket and just get whatever they have. But if you want vitamin C to have a health supporting effect, and you want it to help you and heal from your situation, then you want to maximize and optimize its delivery and the effectiveness on a biochemical level.
And we need to touch a little about the IV vitamin C too.
Well, IV vitamin C is popular. The delivery can be anywhere from 10 grams to 100 grams over a period of time. It's not something you do at home. You have to be done at a doctor's office, and usually they add even some vitamin B, called Myers cocktail, or some glutathione in there. It's a very fast acting because it goes in directly into your bloodstream. It kind of goes in and kind of goes away. A lot of people use it for cancer support. But in the adrenal fatigue situation, we have not found it to be very helpful, because if you do the oral form right, you can get very good results already, and you don't have to be tied down to an IV pole 3 times a week. And then the problem with the IV, and it's not to say it's not good. For some people it is very important, so don't get me wrong, but generally speaking, it's really not required.
All right, so we learned about the different types of delivery systems and forms of vitamin C, and how you might need certain forms of them together as a cocktail or individually. So we are here to help you on your health journey.